All right, hey, it's Paul from PaulSailor.com. I want to give you a little bit, I was about to tell you the workout that I do, but I wanted to first give you one last motivation of why I think it's such a great thing to do this and why it's been so important for my life. A lot of people, when they talk about working out, they talk about, I guess, trying to compete with the other guys, like kind of like, you know, be like huge or lift more weights than the other guys, or be more manly or whatever it is. For myself, I think that what I've gotten most out of this workout, just personally, what I've gotten is something even way more valuable. And what it is second chances. So that's what I want to talk about, second chances today. When I was younger, and I moved to Asia when I was about 25, and actually no, 23 I came over here. And when I got here, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about people. I was young. I was just trying my best. I'm trying to like start a business. I'm trying to like learn languages, but I didn't have any experience with it. So I was kind of like a lot of the opportunities that were in front of me. Like I met some really sweet girls, but I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really, I dated girls, but I didn't really, I hadn't come into my full, into my own, right? Where I really feel like at probably about 50 years old, I really felt like I really understand what I like and who I am and what I wanted to do with my life, right? And what this workout has done for me, it's kept me young, right? I'm 51 years old, right? And I eat out at restaurants every day, like almost pretty much all my meals. Like I don't even have a kitchen, so I eat every meal out. A lot of those meals have sugar in them. I'm not perfect. I do all kinds of stuff. I go out a lot. We go out and party, plenty. So I don't have a perfect life, So it's not about having a perfect life. It's not about this being the center of your life. But what this has given me is because it's kept my muscular, I guess my structure of my body healthy. I've had a lot of situations where I could have gotten really seriously injured. And because I didn't, I talked about this in the first video, because I didn't, what that gave me was a second chance. So like when I used to race motorcycles like really crazy, really very seriously at night, and what I learned was after a certain amount of time is that this is too dangerous, I did it for about 10 years, and I finally thought, I'm gonna die. Actually a friend of mine, one of my good friends, Paul Yonamina, actually, he said to me, he said, you're gonna die if you keep racing like this. And I thought, oh man, woo, like one more time, and I just got lucky in life, And I just thought, okay, I'm not gonna race anymore. And I sold my racing bike and I bought like a scooter, right? And another chance, this is just for me. So think about for yourself what you would like to redo again in your life. Think back to that girl you had in college, or think back to that job, the opportunity that you had. This is what staying young does for you, is it really does give you second chances. And I'm not kidding about this one. I'm dead serious about this one. You get second chances when you stay young. When I moved to Japan, for me, everybody's different. I'll tell you about myself. When I moved to Japan, I was about 25. I was 25 years old, and I didn't know anything about moving to a new country. I didn't know who to talk to. I had no idea how to build a network. I couldn't even imagine starting a business yet. I was too shy. I just couldn't even, it just didn't make sense to me, So I was teaching English when I first got to Japan. I was learning Japanese, and then I did all the wrong things. All I did was chase girls. That's all I did. When I'm in my 20s, I just chased girls the whole time. I traveled the world and chased girls. That was all I did when I was in my 20s, and I was good. I caught them. But the thing is I never thought about tomorrow. I never thought, hey, you know what? One of these days I'll be old, and I'd like to have some money. I'd like to be, financially sufficient, right? If I could go back, second chance, okay? So I got into Japan. I didn't join any business networks. I didn't join the American Chamber of Commerce, which is like an overseas, really great organization to join. There's quite a few nice organizations where you meet good people. The people that you hang around, they're the ones who create your life, right? You hang out with a bunch of losers, and your life also becomes the same. The people that you hang out really do influence you in ways that are almost mad, almost like black magic. The people you hang out with, you will naturally form yourself to, right? So I didn't know how to find the right friends yet, and so I didn't have the right friends at all. In fact, I had some pretty lame friends, and so then when I was 30, I got into business, and I was still super young and healthy, right? I was running 5-minute miles all the time. I was lifting weight. I was doing my workout at the gym. And so I said, you know what? I want to be a businessman. And so I was actually taking a master's course to teaching as a second language. And I said, I dropped out. I was in the class. I threw my books down. I said, you guys can have my books. Like, I'm going to become a businessman. And so I actually walked out of school. I just realized that teaching was not for me. Yeah, it just wasn't my future, right? As much as I enjoyed it when I did it. So apologies to any students. I really did love it when I was doing it. But there was a point when I thought, I can do so much more in my life. So I went into business. I got into headhunting. I did really well in headhunting. It was really great. It was a great time in my life. I made money. I learned, I was already speaking Japanese. So that was a great time. But when I was about 40 years old, I got very bored of Japan. I would go back and forth to China, but I didn't live in China. So about 40 years old, I thought, you know what? I want to go to China. I'm going to learn Chinese, and I'm going to start a business, a brand new business, whole new business, right? Something I had never done before. And that's what I did. At 40 years old, I moved to China. I closed everything in Japan. I closed my business. And what this was for me was a really awesome, it was such an awesome, I can't tell you how awesome it was, second chance. Because, all the things that I didn't do the first time when I moved overseas, I did the second time. So as soon as I got to Shanghai, I said, okay, I'm not going to chase girls. I'm going to chase business, right? So I joined the American Chamber of Commerce, right? The next thing I did was I volunteered to lead a committee. And so I led they have these committees you can volunteer, but you meet tons of great people when you lead these committees. You don't get paid, but it's awesome opportunity to network and to meet people and to learn about what's going on. And when I was 25, man, no way. No way. I would never do that. I just couldn't even imagine it. Like, some guys in my committee were like the president of Walmart, China, right? So, I didn't have that kind of confidence when I was 25. But here I am 40, all of a sudden it made sense. It was like I did a good job as a leader. I was totally confident. I'm not at their level, but I was able to do everything we needed to do. We had a great little committee, right? So I did that. Next thing I did is I quickly networked with everybody that I could meet. You got to know how much I didn't do this at my first job, my first move overseas. My first move overseas, I was an idiot. I just sat around my house thinking, man, these girls are hot. Like, I need to get some more. I need to get a hot girl, I got to go out and meet girls and talk to girls. That's all I saw was my job and basically, money from the working and then put it in the bank. I was good at saving, but then I thought, girls, and that was it. That was my life. And I felt very confident when in my 20s. But you get to your 30s, things change. Then I was like all business. Why did I get the second chance? It's because I was young. It's because I was still young. I was still strong. I still had the energy to do what I wanted to do. So 40, go to China, huge challenge. Very few of my friends were up to it at 40, to be honest. And I went and did it, boom, no problem, paroled all through it. Everybody works in my companies in their 20s, and I would keep up with them. I did it, right? Then when I got to be 50, I realized that I wanted to try a new thing. And so I came to Thailand, right? And Thailand's been fantastic for me. Actually, was I 50? Yeah, I was 50 when I came to Thailand. It was, and this is like a whole new experience, new language, new learning. But for me, I feel like I'm 25 because I'm like in this situation where I get to this new place. I figure it out. I found good friends. I got good friends here. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not doing the exact same thing as I did before because I have an online business now. I'm not doing the offline business, so I don't have to network so much with people here, but I network with people online who can help me to work on my product. So I've changed, but my focus and my ability to realize my dreams has really changed. And I could never, ever have this second chance. Most of my friends, when they're 50, they're totally cool guys, but back home, but they're generally happy. They're like, they could never imagine, they can hardly coming to China or Thailand is a big deal. Not to mention moving there and making a whole new, network of friends and everything. So this is for me. I know for you, it's different. You might be divorced, right? You might be divorced and you might be brokenhearted, right? Where you want a damn second chance at life. If you get young and you get healthy, you can have a second chance because young people have no mercy, okay? If you want to date a younger girl and you want to, have a baby and start a family, young people have no mercy. You got to be young to keep up with them, right? And the only way you can stay young is if you got to make some big changes, right? Some big changes. So that's why I want to teach you this workout. So that's what I think. I think this is the most important thing I've gotten from this workout, to be honest. I think it's the number one thing is second chances. And they are, I can tell you, it's not about money. It's like this feeling in your soul that you're just like so lucky. I feel so lucky. Like, how could I have so many second chances in my life, you know? And every time I'm able to take my experience from before. So it's not like before. It's actually better because this time, like I said, I can analyze my life, analyze my situation, and I can take all those things and put it in there, and you can too. You've learned so much. Every time you go through a new year of life, another decade, you become smarter, and also you change, right? So what you wanted when you're 20 is not what you want when you're 40. So a lot of times we set ourselves on a path that we wanted when we're 20, but now you get to 40, 50, 60, you have a totally different, you want a different life. So this gives you the energy you want to be a writer, you want to be a traveler, you want to be on TV, you know, you want to do something new, you want to be whatever it is, you know. Right now I'm into writing. I'm loving doing online stuff, videos. I'm loving doing writing. I'm loving hanging out with young internet marketers. I'm learning so much. I'm learning so many tools. So that's what I want to say to you is give yourself a chance. No one's perfect the first time, right? Second chances, third chances, and fourth chances, they're like gold in the bank, or Bitcoin if you like Bitcoin. So either way, that's all. The next video, we'll get straight into the specifics of the workout, and I hope they gave you some motivation. If you have anything that you really want to do as a second chance, write it down in the comment box, or email me directly at paul@paulsaylor.com. I'd love to hear if you want to keep it private, because for myself, I'm always thinking of rethinking my life too. So thanks for watching.